connecting that through to State Highway 183. I'd hope to have some news tonight. This project is in a file of projects that's currently being looked at by the folks in our office, including our director that program dollars. I am pretty confident about it. I still think we can get the dollars to move ahead on that extension, and my goal is that we start working on that while Meandering Road right-of-way is happening, and hopefully before we even get through construction of Meandering Road, I always want to call it Meandering Way, of Meandering Road, we will have made great strides on connecting this project on through 183. I think it will dramatically improve traffic around the Roberts Cutoff intersection. And you know, just to tell you all, we are in the throes of the State Highway 183 corridor project. We are there with AECOM, and they are at the point now where they are starting to bring forward alternative designs, and the two intersections that we've got them focused on right now is Roberts Cutoff and 183, and then of course 183 and Pumphrey. And so those two projects is where we're really putting a lot of design emphasis on currently, and we're designing it with the assumption that Meandering Road will come through to 183. On the other end of the corridor, Captain McLean, base commander, has suggested that we look at the option of adding a second bridge structure, or widening the current bridge we have, from Eastgate across the river to Meandering Road. This primarily will help them with the management of traffic in and out of that gate, especially when we get to the point when we're reconstructing 183 and the gate entrance at the main gate to the road, to the base, and so the timing, that's all real important. So another project in my list is to try to get design money for widening or a second bridge structure. It would help us with managing traffic in and out of the base. It would also provide us what I think we need for a safer destination path for bicycle pedestrians across that bridge structure. As you know, we'll have a dedicated bike pedestrian trail facility through the whole corridor, and we want to get connected across the river to the base. And so that's an important project. Our goal there is to get the design work done, and then hopefully go to the Department of Defense for something called the DoD Defense Community Infrastructure Program dollars. We may not get it through that, but we're going to pursue it. We did get DSIP project money, about $2 million for a flooding project in White Settlement, and we're going after right now $8.5 million for Lake Worth to build a new fire station with DoD dollars. These are grants that we're going to really straight focused on bringing back to your cities. So expect for me to be coming to River Oaks about how we can leverage Department of Defense dollars to advance projects. So the project doesn't stop here. Ultimately, it's the connectivity from the base all the way through Meandering Road to 183. So with that, let me turn it over to Jill.
Yeah, before you do that,
yes,
I just want a clarification on the second intersection. Did you say Keith Pumphrey?
Sorry, Pumphrey Drive at 183, over at the intersection of the base.
Main gate.
Main gate.
So only one in River Oaks?
Only one in River Oaks.
River Oaks Boulevard and Roberts Cutoff.
Roberts Cutoff.
That's
Now,
only one in River Oaks.
eventually, the entire corridor will be reconstructed, and that's what AECOM is looking at. But in terms of design priority and potential funding early on, we're putting emphasis on Roberts Cutoff and 183 and Pumphrey and 183. Those are two of our two most difficult intersections. And if we don't get, you know, the project's probably going to be over $100 million to build that whole, rebuild that whole corridor. So if we can get some priority dollars on Roberts Cutoff, I think it'll be huge advances.
And Pumphrey is where?
That's the base. That's the base entrance. That's the main gate.
The one you're going to
When you got to go under. Which, by the way, flooded last year with the big flood, and actually we had to close it because so much water got under there, and that strategically that's not good for the base either. So, but good question. Yes?
I have a question. I know it's still in the design phase, but where you connect all the way to 183, what's gonna happen when it gets to 183?
It will definitely be a signalized intersection.
Okay.
So.
That's the first time I
yeah,
heard
the
that.
traffic will warrant, in order for traffic to get off of Meandering Road into 183, we're gonna need a traffic signal. And, you know, the design's happening, but the Meandering 183 intersection will be so close to the Roberts Cutoff 183 intersection that those signals will all operate as a system. So,
So you'll finally fix the
well,
merit 183 last.
no absolute promises, but that's our goal.
You'll be a hero.
Because that, I know that's, I mean, I've been out here at 5 o'clock. I know that's a challenge right there.
Helping us get blinking yellows will also be, because we still wait.
We started, Marvin had that meeting with TxDOT last week. The area office, I cannot apologize for how long it's taken to get their attention, but I think we're finally getting the attention of TxDOT area office traffic operations engineers to make some interim improvements along 183, because we don't have $100 million yet, and so we're going to have to fix some of these. And, you know, I give credit to Marvin. He has stayed after this, and we've tried to help him as good as we can, and I think we'll get there. I think, Marvin, your meeting the other day went pretty well.
It went well.
So we've got their attention.
Hector told me that if I quit talking about it, he'd try to get
But let me turn it over to Jill, then I'll come back and we'll wrap this up.
Can I ask one
You
thing?
can all ask me anything about anything. You know
On that DOD funding, are we still gonna get together on the drainage issues?
Yes, just like we're funding some a DSIP project for some drainage issues in West Lake Settlement. I think we should talk about it here, Marvin. But I also think that drainage, a big part of the 183 project will be to address your drainage issues. You know, 199 is our other big project, while I'm up here to tell you, that project is starting to make some progress, and of course, that's the other quarter we're going to spend a lot of money on drainage in 199. That project is funded, and I hope that we'll get to construction by 2026 in 199. So a lot of projects are, the other project, Las Vegas Trail, is our big project out to the west, and it's, we're pretty much through preliminary engineering. We're waiting on environmental approval, but we hope to get to construction by 2025. So I know you all are tired of me talking about it, but we're getting close. We're going to start seeing some dirt on those projects. So.
Meandering will go before 183.
Meandering will go
sure.
first. It's the next one. In fact, it'll start before Las Vegas Trail, if we can focus on right away. All right, let me turn it over.
Thank you. Good to see everybody. Jill Van Howick, Landstar Engineering. Nice to see you guys again. I'll follow up with what Dan said. Appreciate all the input and patience that y'all have had with us over the past few years. I want to start by looking at the schedule. We started way back in 2017 with conceptual designs, and we have spent pretty much all of 2022 up at the green area, public involvement. You guys saw us back here for town hall meetings. You saw us at the virtual public hearing, the PM meet and greet. So we spent some effort on that public hearing. There was some follow-up conversations, follow-up emails, meetings, that kind of thing. All of that being said, that inspired some changes to the design, and we'll go through some of the details of that. And so 2022, getting all those design changes finalized, the public involvement process finalized. We were granted environmental clearance on Thursday, so you may have heard us clap and scream and yell. We were so excited. So that's done, and the reason that's so important is because that frees up a lot of the follow-up activities that are required after design, but in order to get to construction. So those are things like utility relocations, right-of-way acquisition, and we'll also talk about those a little bit later. So that kind of sums up 2022. We're halfway through 2023, and I'll kind of give you an update as far
Before
as...
you move on.
Yeah.
Is it lost on anyone that looks like a roundabout?
I was going to say, is it? I don't know.
Not on purpose.